Okay, I'm back again with sort of a mini review slash demo of the PE MP4 player, which is utterly known as the Ipod Touch Fake Edition. Basically, it's a touchscreen MP4 player with 4 gigabytes of memory, expandable past 32 gigabytes if you put a SD memory card in. It has an external speaker just like the second gen Ipod Touch, which I have actually. I actually compared it to. Just let me say for short, no comparison at all. Ipod definitely will blow this thing away. This is just something that you should buy if you want something that's cheap but still kind of cool. Because you can't really beat a 2.5-inch touchscreen with 4 gigabytes for $40. Basically, for that, you probably get like a 2 gigabyte something from Samsung or either something from SanDisk. You wouldn't get much. So I think it's a pretty good deal. To power the unit on, I just slide the power button to the right and it's starting up. You notice it has sort of the icon system mimicking the Ipod Touch, although it doesn't have the same functions. You can't change these icons around or anything. They're permanently like that. And just go into music, and it's pretty easy to type. I have the volume at max. Basically, let me fast forward a little bit. If you can hear, the internal speaker is comparable to the Ipod Touch's internal speaker. Fairly weak. Basically, the only reason you would use this speaker is if you're trying to show somebody a quick video or you're trying to show somebody a quick song. I definitely wouldn't use this little mini speaker for any music listening, prolonged music listening for that fact. Definitely plug in either into some external speakers or either some headphones. Besides the touch screen, there's 3 other controls. There's a main menu key which you hit and it basically brings up the menu of whatever field that you're in. Basically you get FM radio, games, etc. And to get back to the main home screen, let's see, kind of overlapping my fingers here, you just basically hit the back button. The other 2 buttons are the volume up and volume down keys. You can also adjust the volume with the touchscreen. You know, it's a lot smaller than the Ipod Touch width-wise and size-wise, but as far as thickness, it's more than twice as thick as the iPod. And also the charge port and headphone jack is up top, contrary to where it is on the iPod. This uses a more conventional mini USB, standard 3.5mm headphone jack. The power switch also doubles as the hold switch. Basically, you turn it to the right, it locks the screen. Then you put it in the middle, standard mode, and if you hold it for 2 seconds or more in the right, basically it shuts the player off. It says goodbye. Like I said before, this is a 4 gigabyte model. There's a SD memory card slot on the bottom. I believe you can put the high capacity 32 gigabyte SD cards in here. I believe it'll read up to that amount. Also on the right hand side we have a reset button, which I haven't had to use. The player is pretty solid compared to the other players from this manufacturer, basically the Chinese manufacturers who make like fake iPod Nanos and everything, and the fake, just like the first and second generation of the iPod Nanos they were making. Those were horrible. I have to say that this is a lot better. The touchscreen is not super responsive, but you don't have to push it really hard in order to get it to respond. I think it's a pretty good player for the price. I mean, you get touchscreen, You get FM radio. You get the ability to expand. It's nowhere near as good as an iPod. I mean, because it lacks the features such as Wi-Fi and and upgradability as far as the firmware. But for something that's cheap that you can throw in your bag, I would say this is a pretty good player. In fact, one advantage it has over the iPod Touch is that it doesn't track fingerprints nearly as much as the iPod Touch. Basically, even when I'm touching the touchscreen, which is plastic, it's still not really attracting fingerprints nearly as good as my iPod Touch, which I have to wipe down every time I use it. I'm still waiting on a case for that. Basically, like I said before, this is generally a 30 to the highest I've ever seen. This is about $60. You shouldn't pay nearly that much. You should be paying around $35 for this on Amazon or eBay. I got it on Amazon for $35. And basically, like I said, it's cheap, it's fake, but it's still a good player for $40. And if you're in the market for looking for a new MP3 player, something that's relatively good that will hold enough of your music. Right now I have 942 songs on here. No videos, no pictures or anything. It basically holds nearly 1,000 songs on here, which is pretty good. You can just take it on vacation or use it every day. You know, you're one of those people that say you don't want to spend that much money on electronics that will probably end up broken. Definitely take a look at this player. Like I said, you can find it on Amazon.com. You can also find it on eBay for relatively cheap.